Imagine a world where your words possess an almost magnetic quality, capable of igniting an undeniable spark in another person's mind, not through boasts or outward displays of success, but by reaching into the very core of their emotions in a way that simply cannot be disregarded. Envision yourself speaking with such genuine intent that she instinctively leans closer, a slow, knowing smile gracing her lips, her perception of you subtly transforming without any overt effort on your part to impress or persuade. These 5 powerful expressions are far more than mere conversational gambits. They are precision instruments, meticulously crafted from insights into human psychology, deep emotional dynamics, and the timeless interplay of connection. When delivered with authenticity and precision, they activate something profound within her. A surge of curiosity, a compelling challenge, a sense of deep intrigue. They utterly reverse the established narrative. For when you grasp how individuals, particularly women, forge emotional bonds, and when you master the art of communicating in ways that resonate with that emotional core, the relentless pursuit of others becomes a relic of the past. Each of these phrases, which I am about to unveil, is specifically engineered to ensure you linger in her thoughts long after your conversation has concluded. Employed skillfully, they will lead her to feel as though she has uncovered a truly rare quality within you, a treasure she will be unwilling to relinquish. Before we delve into this invaluable wisdom, I urge you to take a meaningful step. Lend your support to this vital mission. Become a subscriber. By doing so, you are not merely enhancing your own personal journey. You are actively contributing to the accessibility of this profound insight for millions of other men who desperately need to hear it. Men who are weary of being overlooked, exhausted by the confines of the friend zone, and tired of consistently failing to distinguish themselves. Your support fuels our expansion, and as we expand, we collectively transform lives, your own, mine, and those of countless others. Now let us immerse ourselves in the very words that can captivate her heart, even before she fully comprehends why. First powerful expression. You have a unique way about you. I like that. Many men mistakenly believe that securing a woman's attention necessitates praising her physical attributes. They casually issue compliments such as, "You are truly beautiful," or "You look absolutely stunning this evening," expecting an immediate and positive reaction. Yet these particular words are heard by women on an almost daily basis. It is not that they dislike compliments, rather it is that the majority of them are hollow, superficial, and evidently rehearsed. They fail to make her feel distinctive because they do not touch upon anything authentic. They simply do not ignite an emotional spark. However, consider the profound impact of this single sentence. You have a unique way about you. I like that. Suddenly, the entire interaction appears to slow down, suspended in a moment of genuine recognition. This expression acts as a potent catalyst for attraction precisely because it speaks directly to that part of her psyche which yearns for individual recognition, not merely fleeting attention. Recognition is subtle. It is wrapped in an aura of mystery, and it is inherently unexpected. Moreover, it compels her mind to engage in a remarkably powerful internal process. It makes her wonder what precisely you observed, what you genuinely felt, what specific detail caught your discerning eye. It initiates an open loop within her consciousness, a loop that does not resolve itself immediately. She will instinctively begin to mentally review her own recent actions and overall demeanor, pondering, what precisely is it about me that he perceives as unique? Was it the way I narrated that story? Perhaps my laughter, my inherent confidence, or even my endearing awkwardness. And as she undertakes this introspective journey, she begins to forge a deep emotional connection with your words. That truly is the immense power of a compliment that deliberately leaves room for active curiosity. You are not disclosing every detail. Instead, you are revealing just enough to kindle a profound spark. That carefully cultivated mystery generates a palpable tension, and tension, when masterfully handled, is the very essence of pure magnetism. Let us explore this further. What then do you authentically convey when you utter these words? How do you employ them in a manner that sounds sincere and far from insincere? You do not deploy it at random. Its power is harnessed precisely in a moment of authentic connection, when she genuinely reveals something personal and profound. Perhaps she shares a cherished childhood memory, or she becomes wonderfully animated while discussing a passionate personal project. Or she tells a peculiar yet remarkably clever joke that most others might completely miss. That is precisely the opportune moment to pause. Allow the unfolding instant to breathe. Hold her gaze not in an unsettling manner, but with a steady, reassuringly calm energy, and deliver the phrase slowly, as if you are truly discerning something exceptionally rare. You have a unique way about you. I like that. The true secret lies in your vocal tone. Articulate it as if you have just unearthed a precious, previously hidden facet of her character. Make it resonate as a truth you have just recognized in that specific shared moment. If you rush it, or worse, if you attempt to over-explain it, its inherent power will dissipate. The strength of this expression resides in its masterful understatement. You are not striving to impress her. You are simply observing her, truly seeing her. And that, in itself, is an exceptionally rare quality. Because here is a truth that very few people will ever tell you. Most women experience a profound sense of emotional invisibility. Certainly they may be noticed for their outward appearance. But how often does someone genuinely notice the intricate workings of their mind, the subtle nuances of their laughter, or the way their entire being illuminates when they speak about what they deeply cherish? That is precisely where this particular line strikes with immense impact. It transcends the purely physical realm. It communicates, I perceive something within you that the vast majority of people fail to recognize. I am observing with keen attention. You truly stand apart. And the most exquisite aspect is that it does not merely make her feel appreciated. It instills in her a desire to reveal even more of herself to you. She will lean in emotionally. She will share additional stories. She will begin to peel back the layers of her personality. Because in that moment she feels she is in the company of someone who genuinely notices her core essence, not just her superficial appearance. Over time, she will inextricably link you with the profound feeling of being deeply seen, and that powerful emotional imprint far surpasses any conventional pickup line, any ostentatious compliment, or any display of boasting. Therefore, utilize this line but employ it with the utmost wisdom. Reserve it for those moments when the connection is undeniably authentic, and deliver it with the serene, grounded energy of a man who does not merely observe, he truly perceives. She will never forget that poignant moment, and she will never forget you. Second powerful expression: I like women who know what they want. This stands as one of the most consistently underestimated phrases a man can utter. On the surface, it might sound like a simple compliment, yet at its very core it embodies something immeasurably more potent. It functions as a quiet challenge, a defined standard, an implicit filter. Most men, particularly when they are attracted to a woman, instinctively strive to gain her approval. They articulate phrases they believe she wishes to hear. They agree too readily, smile excessively, and try far too diligently to impress her, harboring the hope that if they are sweet, intelligent, or amusing enough, she will ultimately select them. However, what this unconscious behavior accomplishes is an undeniable shift in the underlying dynamic. Suddenly, she becomes the coveted prize, and he, the relentless pursuer. He is effectively auditioning, perpetually seeking to prove himself. And whether women are consciously aware of it or not, that particular energetic exchange becomes predictable and eventually quite uninteresting. But when you meet a woman's gaze directly with calm composure and unwavering confidence, and you articulate, I like women who know what they want, the entire dynamic undergoes a dramatic transformation. You are no longer seeking her validation. You are not striving to win her over. Instead, you are stating a clear preference, establishing a definite standard. And that subtle shift reframes the entire conversation from, am I sufficiently good for her? To, is she truly what I am seeking? It is a minute alteration with a monumental impact, because now she becomes the one internally assessing herself against your stated preference. She begins to wonder, do I appear self-assured to him? Do I project an image of someone who knows precisely what she desires? Am I meeting his expressed standard? That internal process of questioning is precisely what cultivates attraction on a far deeper level. Not only are you perceived as discerning, but you are also reinforcing a message she does not frequently encounter: that you are not readily available to just anyone. Herein lies the psychological rationale for its profound effectiveness. Women deeply admire men who possess absolute clarity. Clarity of thought, clarity of purpose, and unwavering clarity in their fundamental values. When you state, I like women who know what they want, you are not only revealing your attraction to clarity in others, but more importantly, you are reflecting the inherent clarity you possess within yourself. That makes you appear strong, deeply rooted, reliably steadfast, exceptionally rare, and consequently extraordinarily attractive. The timing for the deployment of this phrase is paramount. It is most effectively utilized in moments when she is exhibiting some degree of decisiveness or perhaps a leadership quality. Perhaps she orders her meal with boldness at a restaurant. Perhaps she confidently articulates her opinion, or she openly shares what she is seeking in life. That is the opportune moment to introduce this line. You meet her gaze, nod almost imperceptibly, and articulate it with a quiet, genuine admiration. I like women who know what they want. Then allow a brief pause. Let the statement resonate. Do not dilute its impact with anything soft or apologetic. You are not uttering it to gain her approval. You are simply expressing a fundamental value you hold. When you maintain that line with serene energy, it creates a palpable emotional gravity. It draws her compellingly towards you. This phrase is also remarkably effective when she directly inquires about your preferred type of woman. Most men would fumble responding with vague generalities such as, "I do not truly have a type," or "someone who is kind, I suppose." Such responses are nebulous and utterly forgettable. Instead, if you calmly and confidently respond with, "I like women who know what they want," you achieve two distinct outcomes simultaneously. You communicate an inherent strength, and you immediately spark a subtle challenge. She will then begin to measure herself against your stated standard. Here is the essential key. Once you articulate it, ensure your subsequent actions align perfectly with that statement. If she demonstrates indecisiveness, insecurity, or flakiness, resist the urge to pursue. Because if you actively chase someone who does not meet the standard you vocally established, your words will swiftly lose all credibility and weight. But if you remain grounded, composed, and consistent in your demeanor, she will undeniably sense the difference. She will perceive that you are not merely engaging in idle talk. You are embodying that standard. That is precisely when the true magic unfolds. She begins to invest more profoundly in the conversation. She leans forward just a little more. She opens up to you. She starts to desire to be perceived as the kind of woman who knows what she wants. And this is not manipulation. It is pure magnetism. It is the cultivation of a healthy dynamic where both individuals are elevating their energy to meet each other, rather than engaging in tiresome games. So, always remember, do not speak to impress. Speak to express your fundamental values. This single, simple phrase, "I like women who know what they want," will completely reverse the dynamic, transforming it from you pursuing her to her pondering how to sustain your genuine interest. Third powerful expression. That is what I like most about you. This phrase may appear deceptively simple, but it is incredibly potent when employed with thoughtful precision. It serves as a bridge, transforming a superficial compliment into the deeply meaningful observation of a man who truly perceives her beyond the obvious. For the vast majority of women, that particular experience is exceptionally rare, profoundly emotionally resonant, and utterly unforgettable. You see, the majority of compliments women receive are based on highly visible attributes. Her physical attractiveness, her sense of style, perhaps her appealing smile. And while those compliments certainly feel pleasant in the moment, they do not endure. They fail to cultivate emotional depth. They do not leave a lasting imprint. Why? Because every man notices what resides on the surface. It requires no particular skill, no genuine insight, and certainly no deep emotional connection to utter, "You are beautiful." But it absolutely requires genuine presence and acute awareness to say something like, "That passionate intensity you possess when you articulate your goals. That is precisely what I like most about you." That is the fundamental distinction between being entirely forgettable and being truly unforgettable. This phrase achieves its remarkable effect because it is not merely a compliment. It functions as a mirror. You are reflecting back to her something profoundly real about herself that often goes entirely unnoticed by others. When you speak these words, you are not attempting to flatter. You are recognizing a very specific quality that makes her feel as though you truly comprehend her on a deeper level. When a woman feels authentically understood by a man, she begins to open up in ways she would never with anyone else. Let us explore this concept in greater depth. Imagine she is discussing her professional career. Not just her job title, but the deeply personal why behind her choices. Perhaps she visibly lights up when she speaks about her dedication to helping others. Or perhaps there is a quiet, intense determination in her voice when she articulates her ambitions. Maybe she allows herself to be vulnerable for a fleeting moment, and you discern incredible strength embedded within that vulnerability. That precisely is your opportune moment. You look at her, not with effusive praise, but with calm, profound appreciation, and you articulate, "That is what I like most about you. The depth of your genuine compassion, the way you care so profoundly. It is authentic, it is truly rare." Now pause. Do not rush to follow it with anything further. Allow the statement to settle. That ensuing silence after your words is immensely powerful. It grants her the necessary space to fully absorb and feel their impact. Here is what you have masterfully achieved in that singular moment. You have validated something deeply meaningful about her. You have made her feel emotionally seen in a profound way. You have created a shared memory that exists exclusively between the two of you. That one sentence transforms into a unique fingerprint etched upon her mind. She will not forget it. Not because it is poetic, but because it touched upon a part of her being that most men never manage to reach. The power of this phrase multiplies exponentially when you exercise restraint and do not overuse it. You do not utter it to every woman you encounter. You certainly do not say it too prematurely. You reserve it for those moments when the connection is unmistakably genuine, when she is truly revealing her authentic self to you. And you articulate it in a tone that feels anchored and deeply grounded, because it is not merely the words themselves that carry weight. It is your very presence behind them. Let us consider another scenario. Perhaps she is quietly assisting someone, not seeking attention, but simply because that is her inherent nature. Or perhaps she demonstrates her remarkable drive without resorting to any form of bragging. Perhaps she shares something deeply emotional, and you perceive the immense courage underpinning her words. That is when you consciously slow down. You lower your voice just slightly, and with genuine conviction you articulate, "That right there, that is what I like most about you." What unfolds next is not merely emotional, it is profoundly magnetic. She experiences an undeniable pull towards you, not because you showered her with superficial attention, but because you bestowed upon her genuine recognition. That taps into a yearning almost every woman profoundly craves, being valued for her core essence, not merely her outward appearance. If you wish to understand what truly distinguishes a man, what compels a woman to ponder him many days later, it is this: he made her feel emotionally significant. Most men never venture into that profound territory. You, however, will. The most exquisite part of this is that when you say, That is what I like most about you. You are not just delivering a compliment. You are subtly altering how she perceives herself in that very moment. That truly is attraction at its most profound level. That is the kind of moment that resonates long after it has passed. Fourth powerful expression, I do not know if you can handle me. This phrase is remarkably bold, not because it is shouted, but because it powerfully suggests something profound beneath the surface. When you articulate, I do not know if you can handle me, you are conveying to her, without explicitly stating it, that you are not simply an ordinary man seeking immediate approval. You are multi-layered. You possess significant substance, potent energy, clear standards, and perhaps even a touch of delightful unpredictability. And it is a complexity that is not meant for everyone. Most men present themselves like an open book. They strive to be as accessible, as easygoing, and as agreeable as humanly possible, nurturing the hope that by being uncomplicated and non-threatening they will be liked. But what invariably transpires when a woman feels as though she already comprehends every single thing about a man, her curiosity rapidly wanes, and without that vital spark of curiosity, attraction quickly diminishes. This phrase masterfully disrupts that predictable pattern. It introduces a subtle friction, yet in a wonderfully engaging and playful manner. It implicitly suggests that you represent a genuine challenge, and that quality, when delivered with confidence and self-possession, is extraordinarily attractive. Why? Because the very concept of a challenge awakens something innate within people. It ignites effort, fuels intrigue, and necessitates emotional investment, which is precisely what you desire to cultivate. Let us vividly paint the picture. She is playfully teasing you. Perhaps she declares that she is notoriously difficult to impress. Perhaps she boldly articulates a confident line about her capacity to handle anything or her inherent fearlessness. That precisely is your cue. You lean back ever so slightly, a knowing smile playing upon your lips, and with calm assurance you utter, I do not know if you can handle me. Then silence. Allow that line to simply float in the air for a brief, impactful moment. What you have just achieved is a complete reframing of the entire dynamic. She believed she was being audacious. She believed she was challenging you. Yet with one perfectly delivered sentence, you have completely flipped the script. Now, she is the one pondering what qualities you possess that she might not be able to contend with. Is it your boundless ambition, your intellectual depth, your unique lifestyle, your emotional intelligence, your unshakable confidence? She does not know, but now she is irresistibly driven to discover the truth. This is where the line acquires its immense power. Not because of its literal meaning, but because of what it profoundly suggests. It hints at the exhilarating unknown. It compels her to wonder and perhaps even to subtly test you just to ascertain if you are bluffing. That is an excellent outcome. It signifies that she is engaged, deeply curious, and emotionally activated. However, here is the most critical component. You must wholeheartedly back it up. You cannot utter, I do not know if you can handle me, and then immediately begin acting like every other man. Over-explaining, chasing her attention, seeking her approval. Your consistent behavior must perfectly align with your powerful message. That entails remaining calm, deeply grounded, and entirely unperturbed by her reactions. It means possessing an inherent awareness of your own self-worth and not requiring her to prove anything to you for you to feel valuable. What you are truly communicating is this: I am not for everyone, and that is perfectly acceptable. I am not here to be uncomplicated. I am here to be authentic. If you desire only a superficial connection, there are far easier options available. But if you yearn for depth, a stimulating challenge, and genuine intensity, then you had best be prepared. That is the profound message embedded within this phrase. It is not arrogance. It is a discerning selectiveness. It is an unshakable confidence in your own complexity, and it is undeniably magnetic. If she is indeed ready, if she is sufficiently intrigued to lean in and attempt to uncover your true meaning, that is when the dynamic fundamentally shifts in your favor. Because now she is investing her energy, she is pursuing a feeling, she is stepping into your unique world, not the other way around. So do not simply utter this phrase casually. Utilize it when the timing is impeccably right. Deliver it with calm certainty. Allow your eyes to convey its full weight. Then let her absorb it in the ensuing silence for a beat, and simply observe what unfolds next. Fifth powerful expression: I am not that easy. I am not that easy is far more than just a clever retort. It is a subtle yet exceptionally powerful declaration of your inherent value. It communicates to her without an ounce of ego that you are not going to capitulate at the very first sign of interest or attention. That particular message is exceptionally rare. Why? Because most men fail to realize how quickly they reveal their hand. One compliment, a single smile from a woman, and they are practically falling over themselves in an eagerness to please her. They initiate the pursuit before there is even a compelling reason to do so. In that precise moment, the intrinsic value equation completely flips. She becomes the one who determines your worthiness, and you are relegated to being just another man attempting to be liked. But the moment you calmly and confidently utter, "I am not that easy," everything irrevocably changes. Suddenly you are no longer merely reacting. You are not ensnared by her charm or her playful games. You remain cool, perfectly centered, and entirely unmoved. Not because you do not find her appealing, but because you possess an innate understanding of your own value. That value is not simply given away merely because someone demonstrates interest. That serene resistance is profoundly attractive. The true beauty of this phrase lies in its light-hearted surface, yet underneath it carries a profound energy of discipline and discerning selectivity. You are effectively stating, "I do not simply hand out my attention, my valuable time, or my approval. It must be earned." And that very notion is utterly intoxicating to the right kind of woman. Let us discuss the delivery. Employ this phrase when she is teasing you, testing your boundaries, or perhaps when she makes a subtly flirtatious move, fully expecting you to melt under her gaze. Instead of reacting with desperation or nervous laughter, you maintain your composure. Look her directly in the eye, allow a playful smile to slowly spread across your face, and with calm, unwavering confidence state, "I am not that easy." Then pause. Do not rush. Do not backtrack or attempt to over-explain. Simply let the statement hang in the air. That moment of pause is precisely when the magic truly manifests. Her mind begins to race. Did he just push back? Did he truly resist me? Is he actually serious? Whether she outwardly demonstrates it or not, internally a small spark of emotional tension ignites, and that very tension is the essence of attraction. Here is what you are genuinely accomplishing. You are establishing a clear boundary, yet with an undeniable charm. You are communicating that merely because she is attractive or charming does not automatically grant her immediate access to you. You are subtly informing her that your presence comes with a price, and that price is sustained effort, genuine honesty, heartfelt respect, and authentic interest. That is an exceptionally rare framework, and only truly high-value men consistently operate within it. Now let us delve even deeper. Why does this particular phrase work so exceptionally well, especially in romantic or flirtatious contexts? Because when a woman perceives that a man possesses options but deliberately chooses selectivity, it powerfully demonstrates self-control. It showcases inherent strength. It reveals that he is not emotionally needy, that he is not addicted to external validation, and that he does not crumble simply because someone is paying attention to him. Instead of frantically chasing her approval, he is filtering her just as rigorously as she is filtering him. When you exude that energy in a fun, playful, and non-defensive manner, you become the man she is genuinely intrigued by. You become the man who is different. The man who might possess far more depth than what is immediately apparent. Let us be entirely honest. Mystery is inherently attractive. However, mystery devoid of confidence often feels like mere insecurity. Mystery, when imbued with calm, unwavering confidence, is utterly irresistible. One final thought. Do not employ this line as a pre-written script or a manipulative tactic. Utilize it as a genuine expression of your inherent mindset. You truly are not that easy. You truly do possess discerning standards. If you genuinely live in that truth, if it is more than just a clever line, it will carry immense emotional weight every time you utter it. So the next time she leans in a little too confidently, the next time she assumes she has you completely captivated without any real effort, simply smile and gently articulate, "I am not that easy." Observe what transpires next. Then observe how she begins to genuinely strive for your attention rather than the dynamic being reversed. If you master these 5 powerful expressions, understanding not only what to say but profoundly how to say them, something transformative will occur. Your conversations will become effortlessly smoother. Women will instinctively lean in. They will listen with a different quality of attention. They will feel an entirely different kind of connection. You will no longer be trapped in a cycle of chasing. Instead, you will be remembered. Attraction is never about sheer volume. It is always about the authentic vibe you project. When you learn to communicate from this level of grounded power, your very presence will speak volumes even before you utter a single word. If this guidance has resonated with you, please consider supporting this crucial mission. Subscribe because this resource is here to empower you with true actionable power, not mere empty rhetoric. With your invaluable support, we will reach many thousands more men who desperately need this message. men who are finally ready to cease settling and begin truly rising to their full potential.